Oswego. Welcome to the Oswego Takeover 2.0. I'm Austin Richardson.
And I'm Kevin Bloom.
So, Kevin.
Yeah, Austin?
You know, we've been in this class for about 2 years now.
2.5 years, Austin, and we've yet to be on air together.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. But, you know, speaking of changes, you know the cinema has made its own changes in the years it's been around.
Really? Well, how so?
I don't know myself personally, but John and Hallie and Reagan, well, and they'll be able to tell us about it.
Well, let's take a look at what they had to say.
The Oswego Theater is now known as the Oswego Cinema 7. It is a historic movie theater located at 138th West 2nd Street in Oswego, New York. It was designed in 1940 in the Art Deco style and opened in 1941. It includes 7 different theater rooms, kind of hinting at the Oswego Cinema 7, with 5 theaters downstairs and 2 upstairs. The theater is almost 80 years old and is still fun to watch movies at. You can also sit back and relax in the new comfy leather reclining chairs. Oswego Cinema 7 recently added these chairs in the last few years. I recently caught up with the general manager of the theater, and she told me a little about the history of the theater and what changes the place has gone through. Midnight releases have not been so popular recently, she told me. She also told me a bit about the changes in the concession stand.
When it was first opened, it was one theater house, so it was all one show going on, and everyone was watching the same thing. The upstairs is the balcony. Now it's been renovated, so the upstairs is actually 2 bigger theaters, and we actually have the downstairs as an expansion. There's an expansion on the side, so that there's 2 more theaters there as well. And now we got new leather recliners all downstairs, so it's pretty cool. Yeah. We're just keep on expanding. We haven't had a midnight show in a very, very long time. We had one recently, which was Fantastic Beasts, and that was just for the college kids for the most part, but we had other people going to it. It wasn't a huge, huge deal. I don't want to say way back when, but maybe 3-4 years ago, we used to do midnight showings a lot instead of advanced showings like at 7 o'clock or whatever. And those were big, like for Marvel movies, and like if Star Wars would have came out and it was at midnight, it would have been huge. But we don't really do them often because nobody stays up like adult-wise that late anymore, so it really doesn't make much of a profit. But we do have a lot of shows that are like 7 o'clock, and those are pretty big. It depends on the movie, I should say. The bigger the movie, the bigger the shows are. We end up like getting more show times and so in different theaters for it. So yeah. Everything for the most part is the same. I mean, we don't keep the same candies all the time. We keep like the staples, obviously, and we do rotate. Like sometimes we'll have like those sour worms, and now we don't have them anymore. But we have something different. Like we have airhead bites. We like to like, not so much like go for what people get most. It's more like what's a little bit different. We don't like to like keep everything the same. We just had square tubs actually for the Sing movie, so that was a little different. We now have a Keurig maker, so we have coffee and our chocolate tea for the winter. We used to have green tea, but nobody bought those, so now we just stick to bottled water. We have changed our sodas though. Now we used to have 2 things about Mountain Dew, now we have Kickstart instead. And so we Life Water, thank you, that's awful. So we try to do different things so that not everyone's drinking Pepsi or like not everyone's eating only a popcorn. I mean, we have pretzels too. That's a pretty big hit. We like to keep it up. The only thing we don't really have this change is food, but we are working on that, like getting hot dogs or maybe like bigger pretzels, like the actual pretzels. We're working on little things like that, but who knows what'll happen.
Theater 1, Theater 2, Theater 3, Theater 4, and Theater 5 are all downstairs, while 6 and 7 are upstairs. Sadly, 6 and 7 are not equipped with the new reclining leather chairs, but they still have a ton of room for everyone to enjoy their movies. The theater is also a perfect place for a birthday party. Upstairs there's a room just for the party. Whatever the reason may be for coming to the theater, make sure you check out the concession stand, which has a variety of snacks including candies, pretzel bites, nachos, and of course delicious buttery popcorn, as well as fountain beverages and ices. Just remember, the theater is a great place to visit any day of the week, so go out and treat yourself to a movie at the Oswego Cinema 7. This has been John Rice, Hallie Woes, and Reagan Thompson from the WBUC. Let's bring it back to our anchors.
The cinema has definitely changed.
Oh yeah, I've always loved going there with my friends and family.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite places to go.
Oh yeah. Well, since we're on the topic of Oswego's history, I heard Eli and Gavin did a segment about the fort.
That should be cool.
Yeah, we should check it out.
On New Year's Day, Fort Ontario hosted a 3-kilometer walk around Fort Ontario. The theme of the hike was about the fort's service as a hospital for wounded and sick warriors from 1917 to 1919. The fort is 262 years old and held the sick soldiers from 1917 to 1919. We recently caught up with OHS student Tim Sharkey to talk about the hike.
Fort Ontario is 178 years old as it was erected in 1839. The New Year hike is a newer tradition that was established 3 years ago. There is no fee to the walk. It is free upon registration prior to the event. Throughout the year, we have several activities for both children and adults, including reenactments, encampments, and we also have events where we march in the parade as the color guard. We also host ghost tours, and on the 4th of July, we allow the public to sit upon the ramparts and view the fireworks.
Over the years, the fort has been a very popular historical landmark for the residents of Oswego. Some popular events held at the fort yearly are Little League Baseball, the tour of the fort, and war reenactments. The Fort Ontario is open throughout different times of the year, and rates and fees vary based on what event is being held and the age. Reporting from the WBUC, this is E and Gavin Newland signing off.
You know, that was really cool. I always love hearing information about the fort.
Yeah, we definitely have a lot of history here in Oswego.
Oh yeah, there are a lot of historical sites in Oswego. Speaking of which, did you know that Oswego was one of the only places to shelter the Jews in the U.S.? In fact, Oswego at one point took in a lot of refugees to safety during World War II. I've always loved learning about history and things like that, and Oswego is such a vast history, it's very interesting.
Oh, that's really cool.
You know, definitely. Well, let's talk about something else other than history.
I got something about the men's ice hockey team. You want to hear about that?
Oh, yeah, let's hear it.
Okay. So the nationally ranked Oswego State's men's ice hockey team was unable to capture a win at Northwich University during the Northfield Saving Bank Holiday Tournament, who then later suffered a 3-0 loss to Nazareth College in Saturday's conclusion game. After opening the campaign with 10 straight victories, the Lakers are now 10-3, while the Golden Flyers improved to 5-7-2 record.
Yeah, well, that's really interesting. You know, it's unfortunate that they lost, though.
Yeah,
I've always liked the Lakers.
It's just really unfortunate for them right now.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Sports Talk. I'm Nick Mazuka, and alongside me is Derek Dietrich-Hill.
Hey Nick, it's great to be back on air after the long Christmas break. So what did you do over break?
Well, I actually watched some of the girls' basketball games, and you came with me, and they're actually pretty good games. And would you like to talk about it with me?
Yeah,
To our viewers?
yeah, it's been. It seems like it's been a good year for them, and it was good to see them play thus far.
The season has gone pretty well for the girls. With a record of 7-3, it's safe to say that this team will be a big threat in the section. Do you think you would agree with that statement?
Yeah, especially in basketball, there's a lot of parity, so there's a lot of good teams, and it's obviously tough for our team at Oswego to be successful with all the good teams in Syracuse and other areas, but I think they definitely have a chance.
And one of their star players, Clara Colleton, has been averaging 15.6 points per game for the Buccaneers, and the next closest scorer is John McManus with 6.7 points per game. Obviously, Clara is a major part of this team and their success, so do you think she's going to continue to put up these incredible numbers, or do you think someone else is going to step it up and help this team succeed along with her?
Yeah, well, it's definitely cool to see someone be successful on the floor, averaging, 15.6 points a game. And in basketball and in any sport, there's definitely a need for other contributors to the team, definitely from the scoring aspect, on the defensive side as well, and everywhere.
League play will be beginning soon, and this is going to be the real test for the Bucks. I know that we've been to quite a few games this season, and we've watched them intensely, so how far do you think this team will go during league, sectional, and even regional play?
Yeah, well, it definitely depends on matchups in any sport, especially basketball. So any team can knock off anyone any night. But I think they definitely have a chance to have a good year and contend in the sectionals.
Derek, unfortunately, this is our very last sports talk that you and I will be on together. And it's been a real pleasure being on the show with you.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. It's been a lot of fun. I've loved being on air with you talking about Oswego sports, and I'll definitely miss it.
And well, unfortunately, we have run out of time today. I'd like to thank everyone for watching us in September. Now let's send it back over to Austin and Kevin.
I'm definitely going to have to go see one of their games.
Oh yeah, can I come with you?
No. Well, that's all for this week's edition of Oswego Takeover 2.0.
Please tune in next week for the entertainment show with Nick and Cole.